Hi, everyone, and welcome to my Saturday night live stream, at least here on the East Coast of Saturday night. I literally was thinking about this. I feel like I have not live streamed in so long because the last one that I hosted was like the 4th, and I wasn't even a writing live stream, so this is weird. Thankfully, I have co-hosts, so if I mess up and I forget what I'm doing, I have people to help me.
We got you.
We got your back.
But as I kind of told everyone in this group, and I will tell it for everyone who is in our audience, we are going to be doing like pretty intense sprints because a lot of us haven't either, like I haven't written much this month, which is my own mental health's fault. Zara has a deadline, and I just feel like we need to be productive. So we are going to kind of keep chatting to a minimum and sprinting to a maximum. So I don't want to waste too much time, but as while I'm going to go through the chats or the comments, but do you guys want to introduce yourselves first?
Sure. I guess I will go first. Oh, darn. Okay, so hey everyone, I'm Autumn Ashley. I'm also another author tuber here in the community. Tonight I am going to be working on my YA fantasy novel called Project Brina. I have to go back and world build. So that is what we are doing, and I haven't written any this week, which is terrible. So we're going to be writing Saturday night.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize we were going in alphabetical order.
I forced it.
Hello, everybody. I am Madeline Monahan. I am a writer, actor, and cat mama. I post videos twice a week here on the tubes of you. I also post pictures of my cats and quotes from my Hades Persephone novel over on my Instagram, so definitely go check me out there as well. And that is actually what I'm going to be working on tonight is Hades Persephone. I realized I need to write down and have a concrete list of my cast of characters. And because I realized that I have a lot of people coming and going, and I'm not really explaining who they are. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I might have to like talk a little bit more about them before they just leave the book. Mm-hmm. So that is what I'm going to be working on tonight.
Hello, my name is Zara HOFFMAN. I'm also an author tuber. I make videos about musical theater and my writing, and I also host a lot of writing sprints. I will be hosting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Tonight, I'm working on the second book in my new adult sci-fi romance trilogy, Bitter Blood. The first book is out, but I really need to get the second book done so I can meet my publication date.
Perfect. And I'm so happy to be joined by all these wonderful people, but you are on my channel, and if you're not aware that you're on my channel, hi, I'm Bray Bonomo. I post YouTube stuff in the vein of writing books, maybe some witchy things, and I'm going to be having a video about comparing movies and books soon, or adaptations and books soon. So that's going to come out, I think in like 2 weeks is probably when it's going to be coming out. But yeah, so
I know. Do you want to throw out any hints what adaptation you're reviewing?
It is All the Bright Places, which is a YA contemporary mental health book that I'm not going to spoil too much about what the content's going to be, but I have a lot to say about it.
I'm taking a class about book adaptation, so I'm like very excited to watch your video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The reason it's probably coming out in like 2 weeks is because I still have to watch the movie. I just finished the book this week, so.
Okay.
If you ever want to get together and vent about the Percy Jackson movie.
Well, we were teachers threads last night in my class. They're like, or not last night, but 2 nights ago. They're like, what's your favorite adaptation? What's your least favorite? And so many of us were like, we hated Percy Jackson. As an adaptation. We love the books, but the adaptation.
Yeah, no. I figured that's what you meant.
I don't want to get flamed in the comments.
Yeah. My favorite adaptation still is probably Catching Fire by like the Hunger Games.
That was a really good adaptation. I feel like some people were like, I don't like it as much as the first one. And I'm like,
no. And that was my
I disagree.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still in love with To Kill a Mockingbird. I just think Gregory Peck and Atticus is like the most perfect casting. I adore that movie. And I adore that book.
That's a very good one too.
Yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird would be mine.
So Alice is here, Gio, Jackie, Yaza, Haley, Amanda, Megan, and she's working on her paranormal book of 1 of 5, which is awesome. Amanda said she's working on a YA thriller mystery, which super exciting. I love a good thriller. Vixen of Fiction, good evening. And Chandra, hello, everyone. So I'm just so excited to be here and to be doing, oh, we have another one. Diana, hello.
Dog.
So yes, I don't actually know. I think I think I missed what I'm working on, but I'm working on my prophecy project edits because I'm going to query this book this year. So
Yes.
we're not wanting, we're doing it. But as I mentioned, my own mental health has been a little rough this month, so I kind of got in a slump for a little while, and I'm behind. So I'm not putting pressure that I didn't meet my deadline because it's going to be tomorrow, and I'm not going to work through like 10 chapters in a night. But we're going to try to make the most out of this. So if you guys are all ready, what I was thinking about doing is we'll do between 20 and 30-minute sprints until we feel like we're burned out and we're going to quit. And we'll start with the 20.
Let's do it.
Sounds good to me.
Challenge accepted.
Yes. And Vixen is working on smaller scenes for a comic. Ooh, that's so cool. I don't think I've ever heard anyone in our comments talking about comic work, which is pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Always down
Like
for
an
a comic
illustrator.
book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to put 20 minutes on our clock and hopefully get enough work done. So good luck to everyone, and we'll see you in 20. I feel disoriented doing a stream, but I was productive. I keep which is good. I need to add words to this draft anyway, but most of the time, every time I've been streaming, working on this project, I'm literally just writing new words. So it's making my editing harder because I'm like, oh, look at all this like things I'm adding in, and now I still haven't edited the rest of the chapter yet. But how did you guys do?
I did good. I did not do the writing like I said I was going to do. I remembered that I needed to post my live streams, some of my live streams for February. So I went ahead and just like created those. And I did all of them except for one, but I can't do one because I don't have that person's little avatar. So I'll have to wait. But next sprint, I'm writing.
Yay. How about you, Maddie?
Dang it. Okay.
Precedent has been set.
No. Okay. So I wrote down my list of characters, and I don't know if y'all probably can't see that actually, but it's like a very long list of people, and I'm like,
That's a great pantheon for you.
I'm trying to figure out like how much of each character. Oh shoot, I forgot another person too. I gotta write this. But like just how much of like each character I want them to be like how present I want them to be in the story versus like, you know, because I don't want a character to just like come in and offer like a plot device. I want them to actually like contribute something. So it's like,
but if it's all Greek mythology characters, like sometimes it could just be like an Easter egg for someone who knows Greek mythology.
So like right now I'm working on this scene where with Hermes. And, you know, I'm fine saying that. That's not spoilers because it's Hermes. But Hermes is like one of those characters where it's like, he does just sort of come in, say hi, and then leave. You know, even in like the original mythology. But it's just like, there's just that feeling of like, I feel like I need to have more with him. But no.
If he has wings on his feet. If he's like in and out, then you can be like, oh, like it's just, it's him. He's like zooming everywhere.
Yeah. I feel like we understand Hermes. Like, you don't have to.
I don't go into too much detail with him, I know, but it's just like it's just that feeling. I think it's just because I have so many other characters and other characters who play a little bit more of a role that I feel like Hermes is sort of just gets shoved in the corner. And I'm like, do I want to shove him in the corner or do I want him to not be in the corner? I don't know. But Sarah, you'll be proud of me. I was listening to Hades Town while I was writing it.
Also, though, like maybe it's not that he got shoved in a corner. Maybe he just dipped in and out. You know, maybe he did it, and it's not your fault.
Right.
It's Hermes' fault.
Yeah, I was very productive. I wrote 559 words.
Nice.
Woo. So I'm very happy because that's like a quarter of the chapter, word count wise.
That's awesome.
And my goal for the night is to at least finish this chapter because for the past 2 days, I've written one chapter a day, which is like never happened for me. And I'm just like, I'd like to continue that.
You got this. I also I think I did fairly well. I wrote 421 new words to this chapter. So, which is good because they're about to go shoot guns and I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't add this part in like in my first draft a lot. Like so world building, like this is like a huge part of this draft, but like I'm excited to like add more for the magic and like how the magic interacts with guns. So
ooh, very cool.
It was like one sister is weaponized and the other has magic, right? One sister loves weapons and
yes, pretty kind of. So like this is the sister that she is going to learn how to use a gun for the first time because we're like her villages, so like they're like at the other side of the continent where like everything gets like to them last. So like she's heard about things, but this is the first time she's actually going to interact with them.
Very cool.
Add recoil and kickback, I'm assuming, to make it an interesting scene.
Yes, I'm so excited, especially because like I mean I actually like I have guns as well, so like I practiced over the summer to make sure when I got here like I knew what I was talking about.
Very cool.
It kind of reminds me, isn't there a Miyazaki movie where it kind of like combines this. Is it Howl's Moving Castle? I feel there's a movie, and I feel like it's a Miyazaki movie where it like combines like magic and modern technology. Like, so you have like magic, and then you have like guns, and they sort of.
I mean, they don't really have guns in Howl's Moving Castle.
They have
might not be Howl's Moving Castle. I know it was a Miyazaki movie though. I just can't remember which one.
It's not like a blimp, but what's like the steampunk, an aeroship? Like they have aeroships and they drop bombs, but they never show a gun.
Is it Castle in the Sky? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Maybe. I never watched that.
Oh, I love that one
either.
It's actually the same name as the book sequel to Howl's Moving Castle, but it's not an adaptation of that book.
For any anime fans out there, if you're a fan of One Piece and watch it in Japanese, the person who does the voice for Luffy plays the main character in Castle in the Sky. And when you listen to it in Japanese, it's just like, Luffy!
Oh, I was rewatching Howl's Moving Castle with the English dub recently, and all of a sudden I realized that the sister Lottie's voice was Gina Malone, who played in technically Catching Fire and Mocking Day, and she's also in the 2005 Pride and Prejudice as Lydia.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill is in Castle in the Sky. Actually, he plays the bad guy, of course.
I was gonna say, of course.
That's that. So
Christian Bale did Howl.
Yes. Yep. I love it.
And Josh Hutcherson was Markle.
I've still saved. I still have an image of the reaction he sent me on Instagram. Mark Hamill. That was like the craziest moment of my life. It was just like a little like laughing emoji, but I was like,
yeah, no, that's awesome.
You should do that as like a memory highlight, like on an anniversary, like how Facebook does, like on this day 5 years ago. You should do it on your Instagram.
Right.
So Yaza had said this, and I'm wondering, so Yaza, just clarify, are you saying that like we're all fitting these archetypes for this live stream? Is that what you're saying? Because then like the second one, like you have the sporty one, the smart one, the gothish one. Because I'm like, I am like full on goth mode today, and I'm loving every second of it.
I want to know, like, am I this, like, what am I? Because I'm wearing glasses, so I could feel like I'm the smart one, but I don't want to insult the other ladies on camera and be like, oh, obviously I'm the smart one.
I was gonna say I think you're the smart one.
I feel like I'm the gothic one because I'm wearing.
No,
I'm like, no, you're the gothic one.
She's wearing black.
I was like, you're 40.
I think Bernie might be the gothy one. You're the smart one. So Autumn, where does that leave us?
See, I think you're the sporty one because you have your hair up.
Oh yeah, it could look like you came from like a sports practice. Oh, and you have like the red stripes on your thing, which is like a very Jersey type of outfit.
Should I also mention I did a workout before this live stream?
It's done. You're the sporty one.
You're 40, but then Autumn is the burnout then.
I feel
stoner.
That's my life right now. I'm fine with this. I will drink my drink and be satisfied with being the burnout.
No, you got the beanie on, and that's like classic in those high school drama.
So now, Yaza, you have to like write a scenario where the four of us are magically in high school together, and we're the weird friend group.
Oh, like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm down.
Or my mind went to High School Musical, but that's because like
I'm not singing.
Yeah.
Without the singing, because it's like the jocks and the nerds and the all people from all the different like social status high school nonsense.
We're not singing the Status Quo song.
No, we're not singing that, but we are singing We're All in This Together. I've made the executive decision on that one.
I had to learn the choreography to that when I was in a musical theater camp, and I unfortunately probably still remember like 80% of it. I don't need that taking up the space in my brain that it does.
I willingly remembered the dance for it. I learned it, and so now even 15 years later, every time I hear someone say We're All in This Together, I'm like,
yeah, that's the only part I remember. But we had some. Jackie like killed it with 970 words. I'm
Oh my
amazed.
Lord. Oh my.
I don't even understand. Megan got 274. Charlie got 200. Chandra did worked on a buddy read and ordered food. And then I can't remember what musical you started with. Oh, the Hades one, I think.
Hades Town, yeah. It's fantastic. Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. Amanda's working through a second chapter. You got this, friend. And Devin joined late, but you're here, and that's great. Better Days also joined. Hello. Oh, there you go. So Chandra, Zara got you. So, all right. On that note, because we did talk a little bit, so I think we should go right into a sprint. What are we thinking? Are we thinking 25 or we want to go right up to 30?
27 in the middle.
Okay, that works.
Autumn, the negotiator.
Autumn has spoken.
The 4 step will be 25 because I always do it slightly under if it's a weird number for the 4 step.
I just
27.
want to. At the end of this, I just want to see Yaz's results for our casting for our full story.
Also, wouldn't it be so fun if we just got our castings wrong and he's like, or sorry, I don't know the gender, no.
Oh my gosh. That just made my day. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Basic witch.
Oh, did you see my Instagram post?
Yes.
I got a magic wand in the mail today.
Yes, I just liked it right before we started, actually. I love it.
Woo!
Oh, how cool.
It is beautiful.
I only have a pen.
Pen is mightier than the sword, but is it mightier than the wand?
Good
Probably not.
I'm going to say, honestly, I think a wand is superior for everything. But, all right. So we are going to get started then. We'll do 27 minutes, and then we'll check back in. So in 3, 2, 1, good luck, everyone. Yay.
Yay.
So, I feel like that was another productive round, at least for me. I wrote 678 words, and again,
Oh my
all
god.
new words.
Yes.
I feel like
Wow.
this chapter is there's probably not much I'm keeping in it though, because there's just a lot that's changed since the first draft.
Yep. I feel that.
How do you feel?
Good. So I was like rereading everything that I have so far for all of my world building. But since it's been a while since I wrote last, I was trying to think of like everything that I had kind of like thought of and didn't have a chance to like write down. So I'm just like info dumping on like another document, because I think instead of it being like a standalone, it could potentially be something else, like a couple other books. So I was like, let me just write everything out so I can see what's going on.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, I didn't count the words because that's not important.
How about
I
you?
did not really do anything, being completely 100% honest. I maybe wrote like a sentence, and then I called my husband because he had called me earlier, because he wanted me to put something in the sink so that it would thaw. So I got up and did that. I shouted at the bird because he shouted at me. We don't have a good relationship. And then I got distracted because I am extremely tired tonight. So it's like I turned on my phone and that was the end of it. That was the end of me. So
I feel that.
It happens.
I got around 600 words.
Hey,
I didn't count specifics, but just, some
Yeah.
simple math. I was like around 600.
Nice.
that is awesome. Let's
Yeah,
see.
that's awesome.
Yaza did come in and say that we got the castings right. And he's like, he didn't mean that Autumn was the stoner, but that's what we're labeling her, so it's okay.
That's fine. It is what it is.
At least me, I'm labeling her.
I mean, there's one in every friend group, isn't there?
Yes.
And it's always the
41
one you can never
gothy.
say.
Okay, he said the sporty one, the gothy-ish one, the smart one, and the chosen, I'm not like other girls one. So I guess that's you.
Yeah, that would be the other one, but I like the stoner better.
So I say you could be the shaggy of the group.
Yes. I mean, otherwise you can maybe say like the skater, like punk.
Skater
skater.
girl.
Lord.
Yeah.
I now have Avril Lavigne in my
I was about to say, I just got thrown back into like, elementary school and skater boy and
Oh my god. If I got on a skateboard, I would break my everything.
Happens. Aphrodite joined us. Hello. Diana got 326. Megan got 526. Devin got 793 and got to the final chapter. Whoop whoop. Yay. Aphrodite is drawing characters today. That sounds fantastic. I'm not very artistic in that way, so I'm jealous. Vixen cheated and got some dinner. I mean, is dinner cheating though? It's kind of like brain fuel, right?
Right.
It's important and productive, so.
Yes.
Yeah. So you deserve a brain food break. Chandra, 8 pages of House of Leaves. That's, I think, that's your buddy read, but I don't know that one. No. Wait, that's like super popular, I think, on BookTube, now that I'm thinking about it. But I don't know much about it other than that. 400 words for Charlie, and love the whole numbers, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yay. A lot of productive people tonight, and I'm so here for it.
Yeah, I love it. I love seeing how great everybody's doing.
Yes. I'm not sure. I was contemplating getting a snack, but like I think like I'm not hungry. I just like feel like I should have something here.
I had the same thought during that sprint, and I also didn't get it. But
So I don't know if you guys even noticed, but someone like they were handing me food.
I saw.
I didn't. I have on my writing document like on a different desktop like space, on my laptop. So like during the sprints, I don't even see any of you.
It was like right as soon as we finished with this sprint, someone had like come in and was like, "Do you want your food?" And I was over here like making hand motions.
My mom
saw that.
brought me my water bottle, which was very nice of her because I had texted her and she like stayed out of camera.
Me and Maddie are just fending for ourselves.
Yeah,
Right.
we're just here.
You're
It's a
both
luxury.
married, but you're fending for yourself.
How it works.
Well, see, my husband decided he needed to go to another outdoor store, and we've already been to 2 today. So I was like, you know what? You can go to the other one without me. And then he's like,
What's he
"Fine."
looking for?
Fishing stuff, of course. Like this boy, I'm telling you, like we have.
It's winter. Where's
Oh my
he
gosh,
fishing?
wait. Okay. Oh, he got a fishing rod stand, like holder thing for
God.
Christmas. And when he got it, like a month ago, he maybe had enough to fill like half of it.
And now he's
It's
filling it.
almost full now. Where did the other fishing rods come from?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh! First it
Yeah,
was guitars, and now it's fishing rods.
That's a man.
Yes.
I'm like, why do we have to fill it immediately?
You know, and the funny thing is too, he's like, you can't buy any more books. Like, no more books.
I was about to say that I've been turning on your book thing.
No, and then the funny thing is he's also a knife guy, right? So he has like a whole knife collection now, and like pocket knives and stuff. And the other day, he's like looking at it and he's like shopping through knives, and I'm like, can you just get one? And he's like, yeah, but I need another one. I'm like, so when I go and buy a book, you can't complain. Like,
Right.
you can't complain. It's like a never-ending argument in our house.
Yeah, thankfully I don't have too many arguments. Like pretty much it is pretty equal, but like that's usually what it'll be like. I'll be like, I'm gonna go buy this. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I get to go buy this now. This book box that I don't probably need, but I want it.
Single, don't have any arguments.
Yeah.
Or just like, oh shoot, I don't have enough space for books and I actually don't want a pile of books anymore just sitting somewhere. So
Well, I can't. If you ever watch my vlog that's going on Tuesday, like that's literally what's happening. I have a stack that I'm like, I like zoom in on, and I'm like, no, like I just don't know what to do with them.
I just buy a lot of ebooks now, and I'll buy things in paperback. Like if I'm either doing a school project on them, like I just rebought Fire by Kristen Kishore, but I bought the other 3 books in the Graceling. I don't know if it's a quartet or a saga. I think they just call it a series, even though it's 4.
Yeah, so because it just came out, but I think they're supposed to be like it's like they're all connected, but they don't have to be like read at all. Like you're supposed to be able to pick up any book and be able to read it as like a standalone.
That's not really true,
Yeah,
because Bitter Blue very clearly follows Graceling, but like
Okay.
Fire is
But
a
Fire's
prequel.
like a prequel. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
So, but anyway, I got those because I want to like turn them into an adaptation for my adaptation class and like pitch it and whatever. So I got those in paperback, and then I've written like papers about other things where I'm like, I want a physical, thing, so that when I cite the page, they're not going to be like, what page is this? But mostly, like for the past maybe 5 years, most of my reading has been on like my phone. So I still have too many physical books for a habit that is now mostly digital, and I'm just like, I don't have space.
I am my father's daughter, meaning I have to live in a library or else I'm not happy. Like
I'm the same way, but I do have a really bad collection of ebooks as well.
I have like no ebooks. It's kind of crazy, but it's because I grew up in a house where it was like, if I ever had a question about anything, I would just go to my dad and be like, hey dad, what's this, or this? And he'd disappear for a few minutes and come back with a book on the topic. So it's like there was always, so I just grew up around like physical books. So for me, not having like a physical copy of anything in my hand is like the weirdest thing. Like I hate reading books on my phone or on my tablet or something. Like it has to be like in my hands.
I like being able to scroll in the iBooks app, like not even having to like swipe like in the Kindle app or having to physically turn a page. So like for a romance book where it's like I can just read quickly anyway, it's like, oh, nothing's stopping me. Whereas like if it's a different type of book, I'm okay if it's on Kindle or like a physical book. But the physical book is always like the last thing. It's like it needs a pretty cover and I need to already know that I love the book. So like
that's what I want to do, but I don't think I'm ever. I love books. Like I'm never. That's my vice, and I'll die probably having 100 unread books at least. What are your guys' MBT? That's Myers-Briggs, and what experiences with other types? Mine is ENFJ, and I have 2 whole videos on it. I have one of
plug.
Yes, I have a breakdown of my ENFJ, and I also did a writing experiment where I wrote like an ENFJ. So like,
what does that even mean? I have to watch that video now.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just a Myers-Briggs personality. So basically, like I wrote like how ideally, like based on my personality type, like how I should be able to function, and if it
No,
works.
I know what Myers-Briggs is, but I'm just like, you know, when people are like, oh, I did this like a Zodiac, or like I did this like my MBTI, or I did this like my Hogwarts house. I'm like, what does that mean? Like you're only given like 3 adjectives for any of those things. Like how do you make a routine out of that?
You can go watch it. But it's Zodiac because that's coming up. I'm gonna be writing like my Zodiac soon. So
I'd be interested to see like how you write like your Hogwarts house, because I'm a Hufflepuff. So does that mean I write loyally to my like?
Or you're constantly finding shiny new ideas and never finishing anything?
Okay.
Now, particularly good finders.
I'm gonna take this challenge and I'll add that to my list of experiments to try now. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. I'm just constantly giving out ideas to like author tubers. That's a good idea. I'm like, great. I'm never gonna do it.
Yeah. I'll just make sure to tag you in it.
Yes.
I remember we had to do Myers-Briggs in psychology in high school, and I didn't know what it meant then. And then someone, I think it was a tag or something, where I think Autumn, you tagged me, I think
So
to like do like what's your Myers-Briggs personality, and I did it, and I was like, what the heck is an INFTP BLT HIJ?
Making lettuce and tomato.
I am still so confused. I'm like, I don't know what these numbers or letters mean, whatever they are. Like, I was like, I don't know what this is.
Well, if anyone wants to find out theirs, on my video, I do have a quiz.
I know what mine is. Mine is INTJ, which is like the rarest personality, and it's super rare for women. And I'm like, ooh, but it basically means like I can be a B. Like, we're not like, yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Mine, being an ENFJ, I'm pretty much a boss bitch. So, like, I have the likes of like Obama and like all these, like Oprah Winfrey, like all these powerful people, and I'm like, yes, that is me.
Yeah.
You say like the letters and stuff, and all I'm thinking now is just sandwiches. Like they just all sound like sandwiches.
So, Maddie's Myers-Briggs is just food.
I'm trying to remember where it says like who similar people are, because I don't want to have to retake the quiz again.
Yeah.
You could Google
I'm
it.
an INTJ too. So Zara and I are the same.
Yeah.
But I'm also a Scorpio, and I'm like,
Oh, okay. You got a double. You got a double.
I'm like, yes. I am
Okay. Famous INTJs: Mark Zuckerberg, Isaac Newton. I'll take that. Isaac Asimov, Stephen Hawking, Jodie Foster, Lennon. I could do without that one. James Cameron, Jay-Z, and Arnold Schwarzenegger are the ones that came up.
I mean, you have a lot of creative people there, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you put
Nikola
the Terminator.
Beethoven and Tesla, and yeah, and Nietzsche. So lots of people.
Nietzsche, awesome.
I like it.
Aphrodite's an INTF. And Chandra's also INTJ. Rachel popped in for Scorpios.
Hey.
Rachel, we are on Myers-Briggs right now, not Zodiac, but thank you.
We're getting there.
This is my other problem too, is that every time I hear someone say zodiac, my first thought isn't like star signs. My first thought is the
The
unsolved
killer,
murders.
Yeah.
Like
serial killer.
Are we talking about true crime? Because I'm in.
Yeah. Yaza, ISTP. Aphrodite's INTF with Aries rising. Exciting. Oh my gosh. I love
Whenever
all.
people say like, "Oh, what's your experience with like these other signs or these other like personality types?" I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know the individual people.
Okay, so I just looked it up because I knew I put it in my thumbnail on the video I did for the tag. And I even put a question mark on my thumbnail because I didn't know what the heck it was. But I am an INFP-T? I have no idea.
Oh, turbulent.
I'm just
also that.
I'm just fine being a BLT.
That's what I'm just gonna call you anymore.
I'll just give it a BLT.
Yeah, I wrote out the whole INTJ thing in one of my former bullet journals. Jane Austen was also one. And yeah, so apparently Autumn and we have high self-confidence and we're very imaginative and jack of all trades, but can be arrogant, judgmental, and overly analytical. I will say those are true for me. I don't want to speak for Autumn and say that those are also her negative traits.
I can say we're over analytical.
I'm just gonna laugh because, in my opinion, all of that describes me perfectly.
Yeah.
I honestly can't tell you.
I'm gonna jump in because I do want to keep being productive since we're almost an hour and a half in.
Yes.
So you guys are more than welcome to keep chatting in the comments. But as far as what goal for sprinting is, we're gonna do 30 minutes now. So we will see you guys in about 30 minutes. Good luck. Happy productivity. Hi. What a time. That was like, I just feel like it wasn't even a half hour.
That's crazy.
It went by so fast.
It really did. Before we get into how we did, same question to everyone in the chat, but just so everyone knows, Maddie didn't have like technical issues. She's not feeling well, so she did actually private message me and just say, I'm so sorry. I have to go because I'm not feeling the best right now. So obviously we are not going to hold anyone captive here if they're not feeling well. But hopefully she feels a little bit better either tonight or tomorrow, and we can always stream it another day. But how did you guys do?
I ate supper
I kind of figured you did.
for the entire time. Longer than I thought I would, but it was excellent. It was so good.
What, can you tell me what you ate?
Yeah, so it was jalapenos, and I got soup. What did I get? It was chicken tortilla soup, and it was like super spicy. And I got rice and beans on the side.
Sounds delicious.
It was so good.
That sounds delicious.
It was excellent.
I worked more on my chapter, and I got a quick snack from the kitchen.
Yes.
I was gonna get grapes, but honestly, I'm too lazy to wash them.
Same. Oh my God, same. Instead, I grabbed a meringue from like the tub of Trader Joe's meringues that my mom got because she's on Weight Watchers, and she's like, "Oh, it's like 1 point," and I'm like, "Cool." And for me, I'm just eating them. I'm trying not to eat them as much because my mom and I had gotten them like a few months ago when she like wasn't on this, and we were just like consuming them like crazy. And I'm like, okay, no, if I tell myself that you need them as like a treat, that I won't eat as many, but I'm still eating too many to like be healthy for me. But I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure they're still delicious and they're worth it.
They are. They totally are.
As far as me, I did get my snack real quick, and I wrote 700 words exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very impressed.
Love round numbers.
Yes, I also realized that this is probably going to be like the original chapter that I had. I might be able to keep it, but it's going to be a separate chapter now. So it's not as bad as like I thought it was, where I'm like, I just keep adding more words. I just need to get this stuff in there. Because I do know, like, I think I've said this, if you're not new to the channel, then I've said my middle of this book needed a lot of work, because a lot of it was just like me trying to power through to get 50,000 words for Nano. So I knew a lot of this was going to be reworked, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Let's see.
Awesome.
I know a lot of people said that they hope Maddie feels better. I'm sure. I don't know if she's watching, but I will let her know that you guys all wish her well. Shadow Slayer got 96 words and created a graphic, which is awesome.
Cool.
Megan got 524 and is really happy with her progress. That's amazing. Diana got 748, which is really great.
Nice.
Vixen, another scene inked and done. Making an Instagram post. That's awesome. Everyone's being so productive today.
Yes.
So Chandra got her food, an Indian food, aloo chole and matar paneer. Don't know if I pronounced the first one right, at least, but I mean, I do like some Indian food every now and then. I don't eat it a lot, but the few times I've had it, it was excellent. Vixen had curry chicken on the previous sprint. I love that you guys are like in sync with like what you guys are doing and eating and everything.
I know. It's making me hungry again. Like I basically already had dinner before this thing even started because I had a really late lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, maybe I should like eat during this break.
Yeah. And then Devin got 872, which is awesome. And yes, you finished your draft.
Woo!
Devin.
Congrats.
Wow.
I have 600 more words for my word count goal for the day, but 800 more words for like to finish this chapter. So,
I mean, you could probably do it.
I think I'll be able to. I just need to like probably not eat during the next sprint.
Yeah. So I'm still thinking, I mean, what are you guys feeling for the next sprint? I mean, I'm fine doing another 30-minute, but
That's fine.
It's your channel. I'm fine with another 30.
I mean, I know it's my channel, but like I like feeling the room, just seeing like how everyone's doing. Pulse check.
I mean, given we all kind of felt like it was kind of fast, like I think 30 is okay. It's not like any of us were like, oh my God, this is like taking forever.
Yeah. No, honestly, that's why I feel, especially at least for me, like when I'm editing, I do like the longer ones work better for me because like if I am like adding stuff, like I'm pretty, consistent. And if I'm just reading through things, like that takes time because I feel like when you're reading through stuff, it's so hard to keep like your concentration if you're doing like 15-minute sprints because you're like, I feel like I read 2 words.
I used to think that 30 minutes were like kind of pushing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like it's now kind of good because I'm in the part of the novel where things are kind of starting to like roll downhill faster and faster, you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm having to think as much about like, oh, I need to get this established.
Yeah.
It's more just like I can just write and, obviously I'll probably have to go back and add in certain things based on feedback, but it's like I can kind of just free form write.
Yeah.
Based on like what I have for the like I have an outline, and this is the first novel that I've ever written with like actually following my outline, like without really changing anything along the way. And it's like, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it'll ever happen again, but I'm enjoying it while I have it.
Yeah. Okay, so is the stream? No, Miguel came back. No, Miguel. So
we have like another hour, right?
I was just gonna say that. So we're probably gonna do. I'm gonna say 2 more sprints, but the next one is gonna be 30 minutes. So it's gonna be a longer sprint, and then depending on how much chit chat we have in between, I'm gonna assume the last one's gonna be like a 15 or 20-minute sprint, and then we'll kind of wrap it up from there. I know Zara has a stream tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Yes. So if you guys want more and you're awake, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And then Jessie Elliott, who's another author tuber, she's streaming at noon tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. And I have her thing linked in mine. So if, there are things happening tomorrow. And I think, actually, you know what? I'm going to hold that other thing off because I don't know if my co-host tomorrow morning is going to be hosting her own tomorrow night, because that would be expecting her to do a double stream day, and I don't know. I probably should have asked her, but
but yeah. So, and that's why I realized for anyone, because I know Zara was sharing like the click, but obviously if you're not on your phone, it is harder. So if you guys see the end of this where it says the 6, like after the equal sign, that's actually the room code. So that's a nice little trick. But if it is easier, I can just throw the room code up. So the next time for the last one, I could do that. It'd probably be easier. So, okay. So I think we will be good to start our 30 minutes so that we're not wasting too much time. I think I can easily finish this chapter, which was essentially my goal because I didn't know what we were doing with the chapter. So
my goal is also to finish this chapter. So I think by the end of the next one, I'll definitely reach the goal if I don't reach it during this one.
Perfect. That's what we like to hear either way, that we're making our goals happen for tonight. So, all right, 30 minutes on the clock, and wish you all well. sorry about that. I was really into it.
Same.
Oh my goodness.
I met my goal.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead of Autumn to give us her update, but I was just so excited.
No, that is absolutely
That is
fine. You
awesome.
jump in.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tally up mine, but what do you have, like a number, Zara, or was it just like I hit my chapter and that's done?
I finished my chapter, so that means I wrote 2,320 words over the course of this stream.
Yeah.
I didn't do any novel writing words earlier today. I was saving it all up for this stream.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome, though.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Autumn, how did you do?
Well, I was not nearly as exciting as that. But I'm still world building. So there's this thing I've been using to like kind of like map out the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Arnate, I guess. Arnate.
Oh, Incarnate?
Yeah.
But it's spelled like I-N-K.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard of it.
Trying to just kind of use that to like world build and like create like a map. It's been really fun. So for a visual, I'm a very visual person.
Yes. I'm going, that's on my list to do, but I told myself I cannot make my pretty map because I have like a really bad handwritten one. But I can't make it until my alpha readers / critique partners, until they have my book and are reading it, because then I have nothing else to do necessarily.
Right.
So that's my goal.
I get it.
But I also met my goal. I finished that chapter. So chapter 18 is finally done after I keep putting it off.
Oh, I also just finished chapter 18.
Oh my god.
I know we were on the same number.
That's how funny is that?
When I had Maddie on my channel, I think like 2 weeks ago, maybe, I was on chapter 12 and so is she. And I'm like, it's so funny that like I'm syncing up with people.
That's funny.
Oh my god, that is awesome. But I wrote overall 709 words. So that finished chapter 18. I also started to get into chapter 19, which like I said, I am kind of carrying it over into the old chapter 18. So I'm changing a lot of that, because basically before they were like talking about like getting dresses and doing more of like a YA type of thing, and I'm like, that's not really the route I wanted to go. So now they're pretty much kind of lying to their aunt, the one aunt, about like, we are traveling here, but that's not the reason you think it is, and it's actually not that reason either. It's because my mom's like a lying bitch. But like no one knows this.
Oh my gosh.
So
No, we're not doing anything wrong. We're just, you know.
We just need passage and money.
Right.
So yeah. So I'm excited though, because I feel like once I'm gonna have to still read that chapter, but I think I can salvage a decent amount of it, and it might just be like a shorter chapter, and then like going into the next perspective. So let's see. I gotta catch up on the chat. Charlie did say that Devin should celebrate with cake for finishing it, and I agree.
Yes.
Miguel just finished reading the Buddy Love chapter of Save the Cat for writing romance. I still never read Save the Cat, but
Me neither.
that's exciting.
I did, and for some reason, I had the images on. Oh, okay. I just remembered. I have them in a folder on my phone because I took all these notes, so I can send them to both of you if you don't want to read the whole book.
That works.
I would love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Megan got 439. Miguel has 100 pages left in Sense and Sensibility. That's exciting. I never read that, but I know it's a classic.
It is.
Yeah. Diana got 500. Shadow got 92. Charlie killing it with the 1107. But I feel you. I mean, I didn't do like a lot, but I was really into it. That's why I'm like, oh, the timer's going off. Shoot.
Yeah.
Alexis popped in. Hello. We are going to be doing our last sprint. I'm thinking a 15-minute end-up one will be great because it sounds like all of us kind of met goals anyway.
Yes.
Devin ended up ordering some vegan junk food to celebrate, including a lemon bar. Ooh.
How can there be vegan junk food? To me, like, doesn't vegan have to be healthy?
No. As someone who, like, I frequent vegan places often, and the amount of junk food can pile up real quick. You can be a very unhealthy vegan. Because
I'm
not only
impressed.
processed food, but also a lot of the substitutes they can just add up. So, like, maple syrup is used a lot instead of, like, honey or, like, other, like, substances, and that could be, like, a lot of sugar and calories.
Yep.
That is true. I hadn't thought of that.
Mm-hmm. There was a vegan bakery where I went to college, and it was one of my favorite places to go. But good Lord, I could have been like, if I didn't work out, it could have been a real bad time. Because like you would go there, and like obviously like they have like all their sugar substitutes or their like dairy substitutes. But then you'd go there, and the cookies would be like as big as your head.
Oh
and
my
the
god.
cake would be like so tall, and it's like, I mean, I could die in happiness, but.
Right.
Sensitive is my favorite. That's good to know. Maybe one day I will dive into that. Oreos
I'm a basic B, and Pride and Prejudice is still my favorite one, but I do like Sense and Sensibility. But I think my second favorite is actually Northanger Abbey, which is like gothic romance.
Ooh.
But it's like poking fun at the genre because like the Bronte sisters, who like kind of like, you know, made their name with that, they hated Jane Austen and made no secret about it. So Jane Austen was like, well, F you, I'm going to write my own.
Yeah. I only know a little bit because I'm not like a huge classic like nerd, but I love like the little bits of drama that like I've like discovered or like talked about, because it's like those like writers back then. Like, could you imagine if they had Twitter?
Oh my god, they would like shoot off.
Yeah. It would be such a fun time.
Oh, I forgot to send you the Forest Room code, so I'm going to do that now.
Oh, good. I'm going to get the...
And then you can just pop it right into the chat really quickly. My bad.
Oh, yeah. I also, speaking of, like, vegan snacks, I found a cheddar popcorn that is vegan, and it actually tastes like cheddar.
Oh, my God.
So, again, there's vegan junk food. I also have another one that's, like, a cinnamon bun popcorn. So I haven't tried that one yet, but they're vegan, because I sent it to my friend who is vegan, and I was like, look what I found.
Chandra, I had to watch The Lady Susan with Kate Beckinsale for my Jane Austen class last year. I don't remember which semester of last year it was, but yeah. So I did watch that. It was actually called something else, but it was basically Lady Susan. Love and Friendship is what it was called.
I mean, I just love Kate Beckinsale, so...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it's necessarily about. All right, I'm joining the Forest Room, so that's why I'm not going to start anything for a second, because this is why I keep missing it. Because I'll be like, I'm going to start, and then I'll be like, I forgot to put the code in.
Lady Susan is basically this widow has an affair, and then her daughter falls in love with someone, but then she kind of steals the guy that her daughter was falling in love. It's very dramatic. It's like reality TV, but back then.
Gotcha. That sounds fun, though. So, all right, are we ready to start our last sprint?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, 15-minute pop, and what am I saying? Best of luck? Good luck? Okay. Yay! I had to pull an Autumn.
Yay!
I did no writing during that. YouTube recommended me a video about Now You See Me, and I was like, well, I met my workout goal for the day, so why not?
We can relax.
That's
I
right.
don't blame you. I did writing. I did 481.
Yay!
Yeah, I think honestly, we're gonna end the stream, but I think I might finish this chapter before I go to bed, just because I'm pretty much like almost done with it. So
Woo.
You should totally do it. That's awesome.
Yeah, you should.
okay.
Don't twist your arm.
Yeah. Autumn, how'd you do?
I did good. I'm still world building, but it's really helping using the map. I mean, whether that's not set in stone, but it's still helping me figure out kind of where locations need to be.
Yeah.
And that was actually Zara's recommendation to me that last stream that her and I were in. She was like, oh, maybe you should try doing a map. And I'm like, you are wise.
I recommended it as someone who's like never done it before, but I need to do it for a future story. That like I had started drafting like 6 years ago at this point, and I was like writing stuff, and then I was like going back to it for the last nano, and I was like, I had one image of the world in my head, but I clearly wrote something else, so I gotta draw a map at some point to make it make sense.
Yes. That's how I feel. I feel like it's really helping understand things.
That's great. Now, honestly, I agree though. Making a map, like, obviously, it's like it could be a crucial part to world building as well, but I think it's just like it orients you so much better, especially like because if you have like a kingdom by the sea, like in my book, like the kingdom that's like that they're going. Well, it's not even a kingdom. The city that they're going to is a huge trading post. So like, and that's going to impact like the celebration. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Also, I just have to give this comment praise. Shadow's Lair,
Yes, I was reading that too.
Did you just find Chuck Tingle? Because, oh my God, my friend, you are in for the ride of your life. Chuck Tingle, I have an annual night where we just buy Chuck Tingle books called Tinglers and read them, and they're the most ridiculous things in the world. And I love them so much.
I don't know how I first found out about it, but I remember the first time I found out about it, I was like, is there a way I can like erase this from my knowledge bank and like erase it from my memory of ever having learned about it?
Yeah. It's kind of funny though, like, so I like satire, and that's like most of his, at least the ones that I've written are very heavily satirical. So like they're like,
you've written it?
Did I say that? I don't know. I'm getting tired, but when I've read several, honestly. I also got the audiobook one.
Are you sure it's not a Freudian slip of the tongue that you have written it?
Jokingly, we have a pen name of like to make those. like two of my friends, we were joking the one day of like, we can do this easily. So we like kind of did a play on Chuck Tingle and like made a feminine version. And we were like,
Page Nomad wrote like some crazy type of thing in that genre, and I already forgot what it was called, but it like had an inappropriate word. It said something that I can't say or type really. But it was just so funny, and like that pen name was also just so ridiculous, which it has to be for that type of genre.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'm not Chuck Tingle. I wish I was, because I'd be at least publishing something, but that's not me. But yeah, no, I really do like it's so like cringy at times too, but like a lot of it is like political and or social commentary in like a weirdly erotic way. Like the one was like about a Starbucks cup, but like it wasn't Starbucks because of like lawsuits, but basically like talking about how ridiculous like people with their Starbucks, you know, like 2 years ago when people got so mad that they took away the decorative Starbucks cups.
Oh my God, that was the stupidest thing. They're like, give us our Christmas cups. And
Yes.
we're like.
So he made like a book that was kind of like a commentary, but it was an erotica.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to say how, and then my dirty mind filled in the blanks, and I really wish you hadn't.
It is such an experience, but they're so cheap. Like, you should at least read one.
No thanks. No thanks.
Vixen said it went fast, and I 100% agree. Just because like we were doing so long of ones, and then that one felt like nothing.
Yeah.
I even felt though like the 30-minute ones felt like 20 minutes. Like I don't know what happened, but I was so in the zone during this week. So thank you.
Yeah.
Your card said you were going to be productive today.
It did. It did.
Charlie got 552. Chandra got 171. Shadow said no writing because of that book. Vixen said they find maps helpful. Yes, that's exactly like kind of knowing like the orientation for like travel and stuff like that.
Right.
Diana got 310. Thanks for the sprints. You are so welcome. Glad you joined us. Christine Sims, yes, but the Chuck Tingle Space Raptor one, yep. I didn't read that one, but started NaNoWriMo 2020. The first thing I did was make a map.
Yep.
And my son was like, no. Please do not read Chuck Tingle to children.
I would go as far to say probably please don't read Chuck Tingle, period. But Bree seems to like it, so.
Because it's so bad and stupid, but it's like entertaining. It's so mindless.
Sure.
I'm not ashamed. I have so much fun. And Megan got 453 altogether, 1842. That is amazing.
Wow.
So I'm so happy that we all had such productive nights.
Yes.
So let's talk craft book club book. I don't know that one either. I haven't read like any other than On Writing. So I don't know what most of these books are, but I don't think people find them helpful.
Save the Cat, and then there's, where is it? This one I found very helpful. Writing the Fiction series. Sorry, my ring light's in the way. There was a live stream that Jessica Williamson and Kate Kavanaugh did for like their AuthorTube chit chat. I think it was their the most recent one. And someone in the chat was like, oh, like any advice for how to write a series? And they were like, is there any advice on how to write a series? And I'm like, this book, and that's all I got for you.
Yeah. Well, that's good though. I'm glad that like there's like at least some good books out there. Even if like you don't agree with all of them, like the content, I do find like even like with Stephen King's book On Writing, like there were definitely some things that I could really take from it. But,
yeah.
But yeah, Shadow Slayer said his kid. I mean, maybe just like turn it.
Privacy.
There are privacy screens.
They freak me out so much because like you literally have to be looking forward and it messes my eyes up.
I have a privacy screen on my phone, and my mom had one on hers, and then she accidentally cracked it, so I had to replace it with a non-privacy screen one. So like most of the time I forget that I have a privacy screen on my phone because I used to not for so long. So I'll be like, oh, here. She'll be like, I can't see it. And I'm like, oh, all the way.
Yeah. I feel that. Also, I just have to say, Rocky Horror Picture Show, yes. That's a classic. And Laura, and that's and for Miguel, yes. I am not part of really any book club other than if we want to call me an Autumn's technical book club.
What book are you currently buddy reading? I forgot. Autumn kept being like, oh, it's going to take me a year to read this, and Bree's going to read it in a week, and then something. I remember that, but I don't remember the title of the book that Autumn said in her video.
So it's The Passage by Justin Cronin, which is like a vampire novel type of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm thinking it was kind of like a mutation or like a plague or something like that. So it's almost like the zombie lore, but like put on to vampires.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's closer to what inspired vampires, though. I can't remember what illness it was, but it was people got very pale and like kind of bloodshot eyes. And I don't remember how they thought that they drank blood or something, but there was something. Yeah.
Maybe they needed blood transfusions and then. But they didn't.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But all right, well, I am gonna do our final plug. So obviously we are at a little over 3 hours, and this has been again so productive. But it would be super appreciative if you like and subscribe to all of us. I know I've been kind of absent. So I usually post 2 times a week, and the last 2 weeks I just couldn't do it, and that's how life goes. So this coming week, though, I think we're back on track with everything. We have quite a few videos planned. So if you like writing, book content, tarot, witchy stuff, movie review shit, I don't know, just come
just subscribe. You won't regret it.
Right. Basically.
So, yes, that's me. Thanks.
Wow, I don't know how I'm going to top that.
No, that was really good.
So, hey everyone, again, I'm Autumn Ashley. I'm also an author tuber here. I post writing related content and vlogs. I do have more live streams coming up this month. I'm going to try something new with some of my live streams. So I'm very excited about that. They're more going to be like a power hour where it's literally just like 2 30-minute sessions and then we're like done. So we're going to try it. We're going to see how it goes. And that's pretty much it.
My name is Zara Hoffman. I'm also an author tuber. I make videos about musical theater and writing, although I don't have a regular upload schedule, so sorry. But I do have a regular live stream writing sprint schedule every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow morning, I'm actually posting my schedule for February because I have a few extras in there.
Yay!
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, I look forward to see you guys in the next one. And I think the next time I'm going to be sprinting is on Autumn's channel.
Tuesday.
Yay!
Well,
so,
yes.
2 Tuesdays.
Well, I'm on Tuesday.
Some Tuesday. I don't know. I'll show up someday.
Or Saturday.
Yeah, one of those days. But anyway, guys, have a great night. If it's still evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever